today we're jumping into Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. This is episode 2 of season 1. I'm not sure if we're going to have another season, which I said in the last reaction, so I guess I'll just say season 1, episode 2. I'm very excited to get into this. The first episode was amazing. It left me kind of confused. I was a little baffled, but it is what it is. I love all these characters. The now husband, the king, seems a little mean. But I'm ready to jump right into this. I don't really have much to say, guys. If you'd like to see this in a full reaction, you can. For the second or third tier here on this damn platform that will always copyright my as well as my other glorious platform, Patreon. So guys, once again, please join one of those platforms today. YouTube is on its YouTube business, which means it will copyright left and right. It is not the studios, I'm finding out. It is YouTube and their bots. They are copyrighting my they're sending it over to the studios and they're withholding it. But Netflix is behind this, and Netflix is a really good studio so far, or not studio, but streaming platform that definitely lets reactors react to the content. So shout out to Netflix. I love you guys. I'm ready to jump into this. Please hit that like button. Please share. Please comment down below. I saw you guys were liking a whole lot of my reactions last week and sharing it as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's jump into Queen Charlotte and find out exactly what the Queen has got to give. Oh, gorgeous Queen. Oops.
What is in my engagement diary for the week?
An engagement diary, Your Majesty?
There is so much to take in here. The art, seeing the galleries of London.
Majesty, there is nothing in your engagement diary.
What?
How can there be? Brimsley, I am the Queen. I have duties, official duties, do I not?
We're currently enjoying the privacy of the first days of marriage, Your Majesty.
This is my honeymoon.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Parliament is calling it the Great Experiment. This must be a success.
It will be, Lord Bute. Of course they are. He is the king.
No,
he is well suited. Perhaps we have nothing more to discuss.
Shall I report that to the House of Lords then?
In my day, there were 7 people in the bedchamber on my wedding night to confirm that Georgie's father and I did what it took to make Georgie. A man, a woman, the chance to. This is Georgie. Or rather, the king. He's absolutely perfect. We all agree on that. Just that he has his own mind.
Very independent.
Actions one usually takes on one's wedding night have not been taken. Hurt the Great Experiment.
There will be no question.
Never a question.
Long live the experiment.
Has he done the deed or not?
No. He's not even here. Gorge. So alone. She didn't even see her husband. How did you know that was a book? What is that? Oh my God.
Patience is not always a virtue. Things do not always come to those who wait. There are some very special joys well worth waiting for.
He is a delightful person.
She is an actress. No.
If he loves her...
You are one to talk. Your lady friend is married.
If I were married to you, I would flee the country as well.
This is a past childbearing age. We have done our best, and maybe...
No, your father and I have provided Great Britain with a great bloodline. This bloodline will continue.
Anything remotely...
I have a responsibility.
Patience is a virtue or a burden for our dear Queen Charlotte.
I love asparagus.
Brimsley,
Yes, Your Majesty.
ready the carriage. We are going to see my husband.
Ooh, I would take that carriage into town. I would cause a scene.
Where is he?
Your Majesty, we were not
Where
expecting...
is he?
The observatory, Your Majesty. Perhaps this is good.
Perhaps.
Would you like to step indoors while we wait to find out?
That is very kind and generous of you to offer. I'm always jealous that the King's man has far better quarters than the Queen's man.
I am more important than you.
He must be the top.
Alice is asking for a report. What's she going to tell them? Me? He is a lady, pure and well-bred.
I do not control him.
Serve him.
He's the bottom.
No him. Along with his bitch.
That is beyond the pale. From what I've seen, he has large, healthy bits.
She's not pretty to him, not his type.
I do not know that I can define his type. Suppose they'll spend 15 minutes together now.
Oh, let us hope for 20.
What is this place?
Charlotte. It is an observatory for looking at the stars.
Is this what you have been doing?
Excuse me?
Since the wedding?
It is most exciting. There is an alignment.
In this room you have...
Observatory, yes. You made no mistake.
Did I say something to offend you?
No.
Did I do something to offend you?
Do not become unreasonable.
George, I thought you were visiting a brothel. I know what a brothel is. Almost. Might be better if you were visiting a brothel. I would understand it more. Of a kind observatory room, sleeping and eating and staring up at the sky. While I have been stuck in that stuffy house, being changed like a doll.
You can do whatever you like.
Except spend time with my husband.
Come now, Charlotte.
George! I am 7 and 10 years old. And
What's that mean?
Suddenly I am queen. Do not understand because this is who you were born to be. I cannot make friends. I must hold myself apart. I'm completely alone. And you prefer the sky to me.
I do not want to fight.
I want to fight with you. Fight with me. Fight for me.
Go home! Charlotte!
He has something wrong.
Appear to be satisfied.
They seem very content.
Really? King George is smitten.
I would not dare to define the emotions of the King.
Of course not.
Great deal of talking, walking.
Laughter. There is laughter.
What of their relations?
Who?
Relations?
Confirm that the marriage has been consummated.
Sexually.
So,
I mean, from what I can tell, I would say yes. You agree it is successful, do you not, Brimsley?
Most successful.
Yes.
We'll have an heir on the way before the next fortnight.
Titled member of the Ton, he has a right to entry, but they refuse to allow him in. Ton are a horrid lot. Even their maids are high in the instep. I will keep the hot water for your bath on the fire for whenever you need it. What if he puts another one of his gigantic babies inside me? Oh.
I'm so American. I'd be like, what's that?
I cannot make him act.
You made him consummate the marriage in front of the Dowager Princess. A gesture?
A gesture.
A gesture.
I will suggest some sort of gesture.
Why is he like that? There has to be a reason.
Orange. Take it to the kitchens for the Queen's meal.
I can pick my own orange, Brimsley.
Yes, Your Majesty. Orange. The King has sent you a gift. It is waiting in the foyer.
I never want you to feel alone.
What is that?
That is the gift from the King.
Dogs are big and majestic. A pincer. That is a deformed bunny.
That is a deformed bunny. Why can't the Queen go out, though?
I want to meet my ladies in waiting tomorrow.
Your Majesty is on her honeymoon. I'm the one person who will never tell you what you are allowed to do. Always tell you how best to do the things you are not allowed to do. It would be unwise for your Majesty to meet with all of them. One would want to be discreet.
Would one trust Lady Danbury?
Yes.
How is the tea? Is it to your liking?
The tea is good, Your Majesty. What a beautiful dog, Your Majesty.
It is a deformed bunny.
Oh, my mistake, Your Majesty. Are you meeting each of your ladies in waiting individually?
No, Lee said you would be the most discreet because I am on my honeymoon. Which is going wonderfully, by the way. It is a splendid honeymoon. He gave me this beautiful bunny thing.
May I speak freely, Your Majesty?
Please speak freely. No one else does.
First, You are a terrible liar. Try that again in front of society. It will cause scandal. My wedding night, I did not know what to expect. He was old and impatient. It is all right if your wedding night was not perfect or splendid. You did have a wedding night?
He was mean and rude and selfish. He did not seem to understand why I did not want him to live at Kew.
I'm talking about consummating the marriage. Your Majesty, Charlotte, if you did not consummate the marriage, your whole position is in danger. You did consummate. Perform the marital act.
Does it have something to do with this great experiment?
We will require drawing paper and charcoal.
How many times does he insert it?
Sometimes it feels like it takes forever.
Well, I enjoy it. I do not like George, so I do not see why we should need to bother ourselves to do this at all.
Not that long ago that queens were beheaded for not bearing children. You are the first of your kind. You must secure your position.
I mean, he clearly does not want me, and I cannot somehow force him to want to do this with me. Then maybe we can forget all about this, and I can go home.
It is a Pomeranian, a very rare and purebred Pomeranian.
They would not let him join the hunt.
They would not let him join the hunt.
I think I am sending them to the Tower of London. I'm telling them to marry. Find a titled, appropriate young lady, marry her, make baby.
Dowager Viscountess Violet Bridgerton, Your Majesty.
Thank you for the honor of the invitation.
This is a surprise. You have a great many children.
Yes, I suppose I do.
I have a great many children.
As Your Majesty decides.
You have had two... do what? Get them to want to marry.
It helps if they are in love.
My boys are in love. They are in love with commoners. They are in love with women who are already married. Love has produced over 50 illegitimate babies for the crown.
4 children have done me the honor of moving many continents away. Can be a painful, lifelong sentence.
Time to become close. Well, that does not have to start out as love. It can grow.
Your flower metaphors make me nauseated with their sweetness, but I applaud your point. Just simply find them wives myself, order them to marry, and they can worry about the love part later. Have the Lord Chamberlain draw up a list of eligible brides across Europe.
You are welcome, Your Majesty.
Go to sleep, Pom-Pom.
Pom-Pom.
What did you want anyway?
Did you allow her to have a visitor?
Just one?
It is her honeymoon. Servants talk. The palace already knows she was there.
Well, sir, perhaps it is time you leveled with me. What is keeping him from her bed?
Right.
You worry about your own side of the world.
What does the Dowager Princess want with you?
I do not know. I am no one.
So why should she want to see you?
I do not know. I'm sure it is only because of you and your reputation that they would want to meet with me. I promise to tell you every single detail upon my return.
Goodness.
Please elaborate on your meeting with the Queen. You met with Her Majesty.
I did.
I am asking you to elaborate. Had tea?
Yes.
And?
I met her puppy. It signified what two ladies discuss at tea. And if we are bold, the latest musical compositions.
I do not think the girl knows.
She knows. We know what tea is generally about. What was this tea about, girl? You are being purposely obstructive, Agatha, and I will not have it.
That is my title, Your Highness. The one you were kind enough to bestow upon me. Because when I understood our new queen, not yet realized that our titles are shiny and new. Is that not an interesting topic for an upcoming tea?
Let me handle her for you. If Lord Bute were
I
here.
believe I can manage. You surprise me.
I am not quiet. It is simply that my husband is loud.
I need to know what is going on at Buckingham House. Do you understand?
I do.
Well then.
When a title is bestowed, it comes with income and land. Those things, a title is simply a title.
You want money.
Your father-in-law, the king, knew my family is because my father-in-law is also a king. And Sierra Leone is very rich. We have more money than most of the ton. What I need is for my husband to not be denied entry to wine. Finest seats at the opera.
That is grasping. You should be grateful.
You say you need to know what is going on over at Buckingham House, situation in hand. Because if you do not, the House of Lords will be at your door. You need to know what is going on over at Buckingham House. We need to be equal members of the ton. We can be grateful to one another.
Oh, she won't betray her. Oh.
Is it all right if I join you for a meal this evening?
A meal?
Where are you going?
I do not know. Just away from you, wherever you are not.
Charlotte, if you'll just give me a chance... Charlotte, stop walking this instant! You have no reason to trust me. I marry you, and then I disappear into my observatory. But if you will give me just one evening of your time, it might not make you forgive me, but it might make you hate me a little bit less. Well, concentrate.
I cannot concentrate with you hovering and breathing and telling me to concentrate. Venus, the planet Venus. I am staring at Venus.
You are.
We shall know the distance from the Earth to the Sun.
Well, George, it is beautiful. And this is what you have been doing.
In this world we live in, where I'm given so much power and attention, to remember I'm a bit of dust.
Being king is a hazard. My world has been made to revolve around me. It has made me selfish. I cannot imagine how painful and cruel it must have been to have me ruin your wedding night.
I do not forgive you. Yet.
Yet is hope.
Perhaps.
It does not quite count as a wedding night, because we did not actually have the night part.
I've been told that as well.
We could start over.
That seems very... I think that is a reasonable idea. Does this mean you're coming home to Buckingham House?
I'm coming home to Buckingham House.
Oh wow, he's like really moving in.
We may not travel together. We did right after the wedding.
No possibility that you might be carrying the next king.
There is no possibility now.
And after tonight, there will be.
Might you like a refreshment after your travels?
I would. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is pretty, but it has 1,000 tiny buttons.
I'm very good with buttons.
Oh. Oh Lord, let me see if this is gonna be another sex scene.
Do you know what happens on a wedding night?
I found out.
I know everything. I do not like the part where my head hits the wall over and over again.
He always smiles. That was adorable.
This is ours. Papers say that it is ours. This, the land, and apparently there are cattle somewhere. There is a key. I never thought that I would see this day. I will tell you how this happened.
Oh God.
The king sees me for who I am. The old days are over. And that this is a new world, that men are men.
That men are men.
Regardless from whence they come.
You know, I believe
Hush,
that...
woman. I will try the key.
He has gone out for a ride or a walk. We shall hold breakfast for him.
Do not make me ask the question.
I am not making you...
Your marriage is the business of this country. This cannot go wrong. The
You
crown...
told me I had to wed for the crown. I did. Must protect the secrets of the crown. I have not. You told me to bed her. I have done so. First breath that I was born for the happiness or misery of a great nation. The crown resides within me, embedded like a knife. You do not need to explain it to me, mother. It is me!
I shall have my breakfast now. There is no need to wait for the king.
This is what she's used to.
A list of suitable brides for your sons from the Lord Chamberlain, Your Majesty.
What a lovely breakfast.
Oh man.
Mother has departed, Your Majesty. I saw to it myself.
And Charlotte.
Queen is at breakfast in the dining room. If you would like to join her, I can. I sent for the doctor, Your Majesty.
No. Yes, yes. Get him here.
Oh. Well. Okay, so it's episode 2, and I started tearing because I actually really understand every single character of this show. And I think it's like, okay, so this is not crying. Well, I don't know why. Actually, I don't know what emotion this is, actually. These tears are coming out of my eyeballs, and I can't really explain it why. The emotion that I have for the king is super real. Like, I completely feel bad for him. And then at the end, with the touching thing with him obviously being sick, and I don't know why he's sick. And I'm like, oh my God, why are you sick? You're so gorgeous. I love you. And I want to know, like, people probably don't like the king because as I get really comfortable in this chair, guys, this might be a long outro. But I bet you that people don't like the king by now because how he treats the queen, but I also think that people understand him because all this pressure that he has, and his mother. Is his mother the lady from Game of Thrones? Who was the mother of, I can't remember that damn house. The house that we all liked, and she died at the Red Wedding, spoilers. Because it really looks like her. And sometimes when she talks, like the last ending of it, I was like, is that her? But regardless, I just feel extremely bad for the king, and his sickness obviously gets worse as he go on and we learn more about him. Lady Danbury is just like, I just love her. There is absolutely nothing that anybody could say to me that will make me dislike Lady Danbury. Unless she like kind of betrays the queen and like tells the mother. I mean, what choice does she have at this point? At this point, she doesn't really know Queen Charlotte. She's like getting to know her. And she's pretty loyal, but she also has a husband who's being treated differently. And this has that underlying racism that they were in, and it's so different from the Bridgerton. And when I watched Bridgerton, I always was like, oh my god, like the over there in the UK also is just super different when it deals with race. Is it? Let's have a conversation. How is it in the UK, guys? And when I say the UK, you know what's crazy is I try not to be offensive for my stupidity of not knowing anything other than America, but Americans are so like, ugh. And I'm not saying all Americans, I'll speak for myself. I'm not really that knowledgeable on National Geographic. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. So when I speak of UK, sometimes I speak really primarily of England. So, and I know like there's a vast majority of Europe. It's like, it's all over the place, right? So, it's like all over the place. So let me shut up and just narrow it down, because then you guys can hear my stupidity and get a little bit upset. But when I say England, okay, so my first cousins actually were born and raised in England, right? Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, shout out to you guys not knowing that. So yes, they have like the English accents, and like actually still have family in England. I'm actually probably going to share this on my social media platforms like I always do, and I wonder if they'll come over here and comment down below and be like, yeah, I'm one of the cousins. But yeah, I have cousins still there in England at this present day moment. And I was very curious because I did hear, not from my cousins, but I did hear that England, I did hear at one time that England wasn't that racist towards blacks. But then I heard that it's like super racist. Like, I don't know, like I hear so many different things. And then I heard like, then I saw on TV like, and I don't mean to change course, but we're kind of still on course because it deals with this show and racism. But I did see on TV that like there was this whole thing, like people from England were talking about like Muslims and like telling them to go back to where they're coming from. And I saw a program, I think, don't quote me, with Piers Morgan, don't quote me, but I thought I was watching something that dealt with him on YouTube, and somebody was saying something to this Muslim guy, and I'm not sure if he was like in power over there or something, but somebody said to him like, you know, you're Muslim or something, and he was like, no, I'm English, I was born here, like whatever, or go back to India or something in his name, and it was racist. It was very, very racist. And he was like saying like he's born in England and he's English. So they were going back and forth. The reason why I mentioned that is because I'm very curious to know how it is over there dealing with racism, because over in America at this time, and when the name I shall never mention again was president, the racism went spiked up, right? I'm just kind of curious because Lady Danbury, we see at this time it's really bad, right? It seems like the blacks, whites, they're still separated, and the Queen Charlotte being married in is supposed to bring diversity to England. And then we see Bridgerton, there's so many different races, and it's just like everything, right? And the Queen is obviously black, and it seems more diverse. So I'm curious to know how it is at this present day moment. I'm very, very curious to know how things are. Then moving on from, I love Lady Danbury is what I meant to say. overall. And her husband is, when he was giving a little speech, I started crying, getting emotional. I was like, oh man, I can feel his pain. And then, shut up, woman! Like, this show also brings a lot of humor to it, into also serious situations, and I really like that. To tell you the truth, so far, these 2 episodes, I will tell you right away, as much as I love Bridgerton, this show is one of those shows, like, it's up there for me. I love it. Now, let's see. I like this better than Bridgerton, is what I'm trying to tell you. Queen Charlotte, past, young Queen Charlotte and older Queen Charlotte, I love. I look at her, and to tell you the truth, I don't know, when younger Queen Charlotte, I look at her like my sister. Like when my sister was younger, my sister has gorgeous hair too. My sister's gorgeous. But I look at her and I don't know why I think of my sister when I watch this lady. But I do. I have no idea why. And I also feel bad for Queen Charlotte, like, and then her hearing about what the king was saying, but not knowing that the pressures that the king has, and then the king is sick on top of that. That's why, I just got it. That's why he doesn't want to go over there, because he doesn't want the queen to see him sick. So he stays over there. That's why he keeps everything separate, which even breaks my heart even more. That's why he's the way he is, and she doesn't know it at this moment. He's sick. That sucks. And I think he has dementia, but I don't know. He must have something else, because over there, it looked like he was suffering from anxiety, a panic attack. But as he's older, he doesn't seem to remember anything, which also, like, breaks my heart. So, yeah, her and that deformed bunny. I, love this show. And I know it's going to draw emotions out of me, but I totally would watch this over again. Like, after I'm done watching this, I'll wait until I'm done watching the show. How many episodes are there? Give me a second, guys. How many episodes? There's only 6 episodes? We're going to be done before we even know it. I hope they have another season of this. Damn, I have to slow down. I gotta speed up, actually. I have a bunch of shows coming out. I'm super excited, y'all. Like, I just love this show. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't even have much to say. I get so emotional because I love all these characters, and these characters are so complex, and there's so much going on in it, and there's sickness, and there's the pressures of family and the crown, and there's other shows too, Young Royals. I'm not sure if you guys know that show. But it's the same thing. And I also feel so bad for people in the royal family, because there's so much pressure that they have to go through. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even imagine, like, having to do so much for the love of my country and the love of my family. I could never. And see, God knew what he was doing when he made me just be a basic bitch. Excuse my French. I didn't want to curse, but whatever. Because if I was a royal honey, you guys wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, I declare war for no reason. I declare war on the pizza man because my pizza was burnt. That's the type of person I would be. They don't even order pizza, they make it themselves. I gag at everything that the queen does, and Brinsley, who I also love. Why didn't I talk about that? There's a gay relationship. There's always a gay relationship. But I love Brinsley and this other guy. I was gagging. I was like, the tall guy's gonna be the top. And then I was like, never mind, he's the bottom. And the reason why I said it to... Now, I know, for the tops and the bottoms, don't start commenting. It doesn't matter your shape or size or your masculinity. Listen, we're not gonna talk about that. I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, he seems like he's gonna be the top. He's very And then, but who knows? Who knows? Shout out to the tops, and shout out to the bottoms, and shout out to the verses. Like me. There's a lot of... Make some room for us. But overall, I would rate this episode a 10 out of 10. I effing love it. I love the tops. I love the bottoms. I love the verses. I love the queen. I love the blacks. I love the whites. I love the complexity of the show. I love that we're hitting racial, politics, and we're also hitting health. And all in one damn show. So shout out to this show doing this big one, and shout out to all you guys commenting down below. I hope you guys are going to be here throughout everything, guys. So moving forward, let's get the tissues ready, the paper towels, whatever you guys have. You say that was a volleyball hit. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to my energy drink. And by the way, before you guys go, did you guys know I made a cup? Sorrow Prayers. Please go to my website, guys. There's a website. The link is down below. Please go get your Sorrow Prayers cups. Get your mugs. Get your stuff. Go to that website. Click those links. The Discord link as well. The Instagram link. Click the links. Check out my store. I am updating that store often. I love designing. I love bringing you guys merchandise. So please go check out that store. Check it out. Sorrows Prayers. I'm ready to get off of this. So without further ado, I'm gone. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.